Okay, hi, I'm the second affirmative. I'm going to be exciting the significance, inherency, and solvency claims, as well as resubstantiating the claims attacked by the negative. So, in 1984, there was a ban on organ sales known as the NOTA, the National Organ Transplant Act, in fear that a rich person could take advantage of someone poor and persuade them to sell an organ for an allowance. So basically, we're trying to make that possible. So Amani stated our significance claim as legalizing organ selling will lower the loss of life. So as the wait list grows to receive an organ, the chances of actually receiving one declines. Now, data collected from organdonor.gov stated that there are currently 118,000 plus men, women, and children on the national transplant waiting list. And as Amani stated, that every 10 minutes another person is added to this wait list, which grew by over 42,000 from 2003. In an article, Payment for Donor Kidneys, Pros and Cons by Friedman, he states that a wait time of over 5 years induces death on the waiting list of 7%. So depending on a patient's health, the time they are given to receive an organ could be unrealistic to the future. Also on organdonor.gov was that 22 people die each day without, by waiting for a transplant, which means that over 8,030 men, women, and children die throughout the year. So in this article, sale of human organs should be legalized by Lewis Smith. He states that the number of people dying before they receive a transplant is rising by 8% a year. So if we legalize organ selling, more people would be willing to donate for a profit and the chances of people getting an organ would rise. So our inherency claim was that legalization will eliminate the black market. In the article, Why Legalizing Organ Sales Would Help to Save Lives, Anthony Gregory states that, he points out that the trade is going on anyways. Why not have a controlled trade where if someone wants to donate a kidney for a particular price, that would be acceptable. If we bring the market into the U.S., it'll be done appropriately and safely for the donor and the recipient. Legalization would mitigate the problem of the black market and ensure the best health for everyone. In the article, Give a Kidney, Get a Check by Shmuley Yanklowitz, he mentions that 1 in every 5 kidneys transplanted each year originated from the black market. Now, there are an abundant amount of people willing to sell their organs to pay off debt or to just simply make ends meet. Donating a kidney and any other organ is just as risky as donating a bone marrow, from which an article in CNN stated that a U.S. appeals court recently made it legal to pay donors for donating the bone marrows. Friedman mentions how legalizing the sale of organs would be of benefit for the poor, for which there is no problem, stating, withholding the ability to be paid for donation eliminated one path to improve a person's financial situation. Just what is so ethically wrong? How is it worse than selling one sperm or egg cells, actions now legal and widely advertised? Moving on to the solvency claim that creating a government regulation lowers health risk of vendors. So selling kidneys can actually save the government money. In the article, Why Selling Kidneys Should Be Legal by Alexander Berger, he states that taxpayers already foot the bill for dialysis for many patients through Medicare, and research has shown that the transplants save more than $100,000 per patient relative to dialysis. Also, as Amani stated, organ sales are permitted in Iran as well as the Philippines. In the article, Selling Your Organ, Should It Be Legal by Marcia Clark, she states that there is some evidence that the financial incentive works, noting that an organ recipient describes the domestic market as nobody in these parts would donate a kidney without getting paid, and the market is thriving. In Iran, the vendors sell their organs to the government, known as a hybrid system, for which they have cleared everyone off of their waiting list. Now, in response to Vince's claims that donor rates should be increased before the efforts to sell, But as I stated with the woman in the Philippines that has donated or has received an organ from the donor cells, if it weren't for that, then there would still be a wait list. So he also stated that non-monetary incentives should be used to encourage organ donation. But people aren't willing to go through the surgery and have to take time off from work or school to recover and not receive an incentive. People want it to be beneficial to them as well, not just the donor. Similar to donating and getting paid for selling egg cells, plasma, blood, hair, and bone marrow. He also argued that the poorest in society would be the ones to come forward as the sellers every time. But we can't prohibit the poor. There's nothing ethically wrong with helping them out financially. Also that he stated with medical advances there would be, he said that there would be long-term risks associated. But with medical advances, in the article, sale of human organs should be legalized by Lewis Smith. He states that recent medical advances make it reasonable to allow a kidney market. So unlike the dangers of receiving an organ through the black market, there would be no risk associated. In conclusion, if we legalize organ selling, then people wouldn't have to think about the chances of receiving an organ.